Who is it?
Police department.
Did somebody call the police?
Yes, ma'am, someone did. I'm here to talk to Cassidy.
Who called the police?
Someone on the complex.
Was it the office?
I'm sorry?
Was it the office?
I believe so.
Yeah, we had a confrontation.
Okay, do you mind opening the door so I can talk to you?
Who's all present out there?
It's just me, ma'am. I'm Sergeant Frank with the Oklahoma City Police Department.
Okay. I will talk to you,
No, you're
sir.
fine. Just so you know, it's just me.
Okay, so I would like to please disclose my part with the situation. I don't know exactly what they told you.
So, real quick,
Okay.
I have not spoken with anybody yet.
Okay.
We just got the call, and
Okay.
I can tell you in a moment what the call stated. And
Okay,
so
that's no
I'm
problem.
assuming you know I'm here
Okay.
in regards just to check on, is it the Quano?
The Quano, yes.
Okay, and he was the name, that was the name given in the call.
Yes,
So,
and
but
he's
anyway,
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he's fine. So, what was there was just all that.
Well, so the summit was just to check on his welfare to make sure he's okay. Possibly, I guess you might have been hitting him.
No.
So, I'm honestly not worried about that
Yes.
because I know a lot of times if
They
it's
lied
discipline-
on my way out. What happened is, I have a 2-month-old baby.
Mhm.
Excuse my language, but I was in the bathroom taking a shit,
Mhm.
and the baby was laying down. Well, when I got the bathroom, and I know kids do things, and sometimes parents can just react so fast. Well, what happened was my son pulled medicine for whatever reason into the baby's bottle, adult medicine.
Okay.
Gave the baby, I guess he said it was just a little bit that the baby just drunk. So I freaked out. I told him to get out of my house because I just didn't know what to do. Either I was going to give him a whooping or whatever. But my reaction was just get out. Just get out. My door was left unlocked. He walked outside, and I guess he was walking back and forth, and he walked to the office. Well, that's when the office people called him inside. Instead of informing me about anything, they called my mom.
Okay.
So my mom called me saying, hey, the department called me saying something about the Quano at the office and asking my mom to come and get him. So I'm like, okay. So I call. So my other son come home from school. It's about just turned 5. He comes home from school because he comes home a little bit later. I told him, go to the office and go get the Quano. Tell him come back home. So he go to the office. They shuts the door in my oldest son's face and tell him that he cannot. So my other son is being kept against his will inside the department's office, against his will, without my knowledge, until my mom had informed me of anything. The departments did not contact me at all about the matter.
Okay.
They contacted my mom about it.
Okay.
So they told my oldest son no and shut the door in his face and locked the door. My oldest son came home, told me. So I called the office. Well, what's going on? The lady on the other end, and she's saying, well, I don't know what's going on in your house. It's none of my business, but it just seemed like it's a lot going on. And I'm just going to state, and she got to some reason, something about my daughter threw an empty water bottle at somebody's vehicle over here, but I never heard about the situation. So I'm like, well, what did that situation got to do with this situation? So then she goes on and she talking about, well, I didn't want to call Child to Protective Services on you because I don't know what's going on. So I just called your mom. And I was like, okay, well, I said, no offense though, but everything's okay. Send him back. So she's on the phone telling me no.
The
office,
okay.
department's office, yes.
Okay.
That's not right. They cannot do that.
Do you have him? Is he here?
Yes, he's here.
Okay.
DeQuino?
No, well, I do need to. I just need to make sure that
The
there's
Quino.
no bruises or anything on his face. But how? So, did you go up there and then they give him to you, or how did
I
you
went
get
up.
him?
All right, so this is what happened. I happened to go up there.
Hey, buddy.
I went up there and I knocked on the door, and I don't know who the gentleman was in the office, but he opened up the door, and my son is sitting in a chair at the far end of the corner. And I told him, come on to Quino, and he came. Nobody didn't tell me no or anything like that. He just came. The guy just backed up and just let him out the door.
Okay.
But watching that, he was against his, being kept in the office against his will.
Okay.
Because what was told was when my other son tried to go up there and get him, that they told him no and slammed the door in his face and locked the door.
How old is he by chance?
12. My other son is 12 and Daquano's 10.
Please don't think in any way that I'm taking their side. I kind of can understand because he's a 12-year-old, but the one
that was in the office was 10.
No, I'm talking about releasing him to the 12-year-old. I'm not taking their side, because what frustrates me about that all is they should have contacted you.
This is Daquano, and look, he is just fine. He is just fine. Nothing ain't wrong with him. So I don't know why they sat there and lied, and so they lied.
You're not in trouble.
Did I hit you when you came out the office? So they lied. So I would like to do a report on them for falsely causing this incident with the police come to my door.
So the comments on the call was that he told them you were hitting him. And
I never said that.
Again, I'm just relaying the information.
I know, you just doing your job.
And the other part was that that's all. If he's going to go upstairs. The other part was they said he told them that you poured the medicine in the child's bowl.
I never said that.
And if you want, I can even show you the call. I have no problem with that. But
I will. Well,
so that's why I'm here.
Is there a way I can probably receive copy of that phone call? Do I need to call down to the police department or?
It is public record. I can write down what's called the CAD call number, like the call that I have.
Thank you.
That part, you'd have to go down and request that for that reason. One of the things is I would definitely call. I don't know who owns. I don't know who owns the complex or anything.
Okay.
Regardless, so if they have issues with you and your family,
this is the first time that I ever.
So that's the thing. It's like, so if they're having issues with oldest or another child throwing stuff, but nothing's been brought to your attention, then if there are really issues or things like that are really happening, then how are you as moms supposed to correct those actions?
Thank you. I didn't even know anything. And it was an empty water bottle. I guess one of the neighbors made a complaint. And I understand it. You don't know exactly what my daughter threw at your car. But they tried to say that she damaged the car. And I was like, well, did they... Well, what did she damage? And the office wouldn't give me exactly what happened, but I guess supposedly she damaged the car. And I was like, well, I never heard from the neighbor nor the office about this situation. So what can I do about that? They out here riding their bikes, they kids, and my daughter said it was an empty water bottle. And she's really a sweetheart. She ain't no problem. She's just 6 years old. And they ride their bikes out here.
And we usually don't have a whole lot of problems over this complex.
I never had a problem with them. Actually, they are new management, so I don't know much about them. The old management got fired, so I don't know much about them. They've been here for a couple of months.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about them.
I would definitely try to, who's ever over them or in charge of them, I would, granted, I say this with a grain of salt, or with caution, because I'm not the one who lives here. You have to live here. And I don't want you to have issues with management to the point to where they're going to eventually kick you out or push you out or anything like that. But that being said, I wouldn't just let them. I'm not saying they're taking advantage of you, but I wouldn't let them bully you either.
Yeah, this is the first time I ever had a problem with them.
I would definitely try to figure out with them what's going on. That way, because I haven't talked to them, and on deals like this.
Well, I know the manager that's in the office. She has a son that usually plays with my kids, and that was an incident where I think my daughter didn't want to play with him, so he ran off crying home.
Okay.
He ran off crying home. I was like, oh, okay.
And before I leave, just so you know, I'm not going to call her and say everything you told me. The only thing that my priority concern is to make sure that he is okay, and that's really all I needed, and being able to see that, because even for me, I'm like,
because my mom called me after I got here from the office. My mom called me and she was like, she said that you was outside hitting Daquano. I said, first of all, who in the common sense would do that? I mean, I know there's people out there who do that, but I got more common sense not to do that.
Yeah.
First of all, everything that's going on with the news, people on the news being a child, just different things. That's people recording their kids. No, well, who in the world would do that? In front of strangers too. And first of all, no.
Even as far as I go with the police, as a police officer, it's I know what state law allows. there's a difference between discipline and abuse. And from like again, I was a bad kid. Granted, I don't know how old you are. I'm not asking how old you are, but I know when I was a child, if I acted up or lied or did something, I mean, I would get slapped. Right? No, it didn't faze anybody. That was part of that generation. But now in today's day and age, you're right. It's like it's frowned upon. It's all over the news. People are like that. But I'm like, well, no, state law really allows you still that you can physically discipline your child. Just society kind of views it as that. And so I can't.
Yeah, he don't have no bruises on him or anything.
And no offense to him, if it was his face, it's a different story. But if he had like bruises on his butt or something, I'd be like, well, next time listen to your mom.
Yeah.
And so I don't want you to think that I'm here to try to take your child away or anything like that, because I'm not here for that. I just needed to make sure that he was okay, and that way I can document. Because if they do call DHS or Child Protective Services and they contact us, like I talked to him, I spoke with him and her and mom.
Yes.
I didn't see anything that appeared out of the ordinary or that seemed wrong. Because they know if there are things that we see, then it's like it's one of those.
It's like I kind of made her mad when I told her it was none of her business, and she hung up in my face. And when I went up there, like I said, they just let him out. I came back here, then my mom called me a little bit after that saying, they told me calling Child Protective Services, talking about I came out of the office and I was hitting on him.
It's one of those, let them call Child Protective
Services. I was like, okay, what they gonna do?
And they do their investigation, and they talk to you. They give you that due diligence of like, okay, give me your side of the story. And then they talk to him too, and they talk to the kids that are old enough. That was my thing. I just wanted to make sure he was okay and to get your version. When I leave, I'll get you that CAD call number that I was talking about, but I'm not going to like call her and say, hey, so this is what was said or anything like that.
So should I take this to the higher management of probably the corporate about this matter, so it don't be no more further issues, so it can get resolved somehow?
So that's why I say with caution, because I'm not the one that lives here.
Okay.
So, if for me, I'm not saying they are being a bully, because again, I'm not taking their side, but I can see both sides. Like it's my job to like try to understand both sides. Granted, I'm not a parent, but dealing with what I deal with, like as my profession, it's like I understand people care and look out for other people's children, but that's the thing is they only usually get what they think they're seeing or what they're seeing or what the child tells them.
I mean, I freaked out, you know what I'm saying? I get out of the bathroom and there's medicine in the baby's bottle, and he's giving it to the baby, and the coroner, you can tell the truth. Go ahead and state what you did.
I'm not worried about
I know.
Is the baby okay, though?
The baby is okay. The baby, I guess, didn't drink too much, thank God.
Okay. And that
it was medicine right here, and I'm washing the baby as much as I can right now.
What kind of medicine was it? Like
it was NyQuil.
Okay.
NyQuil.
I know parents that give their kids NyQuil to help them sleep anyway, and I'm not saying that's okay or
but for a 2-month-old, it freaked me out because it's just
and that's understandable. I can't say I know exactly how you feel because again, I'm not a parent, but I understand that, and out of those reactions, things happen. I get that, but based on what you're saying and seeing him, like he's not.
Yeah, it was just like just a quick reaction. I was just like just get out, you know, like just get out, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know what to do, I didn't know what to think.
Yeah,
I was scared, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like he goes out of the door, and I did watch him. I'm thinking maybe he gonna probably come back. He finally goes around to the corner, and I'm just really like kind of between him and the baby, kind of checking on him. Then my daughter got homework to do, and I'm just like, well, he probably knocked back on the door. And finally, my mom just happened to call me, and my son came in. I had the baby still, so I told him to go to the office because I was still dealing with the baby. Yeah. Just checking up on the baby, just seeing if there was going to be any type of alarming reactions that I need to probably call the 1-800 number that's on the bottle or something, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like then I go to the office, and just the way that they were just dealing with the situation, just like, oh wow.
So again, I'm not taking their side. I can kind of understand that, just being concerned. But what I would encourage is maybe before going to corporate, talk to them first, just to figure out one, what was said to them, and then two, to give your version, because it's one of those, if they want to call Child Protective Services or DHS, anybody can call them to do a referral.
I'm really not too big. Once they kind of start that, I don't think I'll probably want to talk to them
and that's
anymore.
Understandable, but I would say that if you start to notice you have more issues with management, then that's when I would I would kind of make a stand and be like, hey, something's not right. I don't know like what's going on, but if you feel that they are treating you unfairly or poorly or whatnot, or like picking on you or being a bully, because I'm very like anti-bully, and I live in an apartment, so the problem with that is I know there's a lot of legality things that they can push to push people out, and there's nothing that
well, we already put in our notice at the beginning of this month, because we're trying to get something bigger anyways, because we just had a new addition to the family, so we just trying to finish our lease. We don't want to break our lease or anything, so we just trying to finish it right now, and we're supposed to be moving.
Until your lease is up?
Oh, we're moving now. We got to be out by December 4th, so good.
Oh, okay, okay. If that's the case, then I mean, you may not even
we're not even worried about it. Yeah,
just around the corner. But if you do continue to have problems with them,
just within that time, yes,
I would definitely call.
Thank you.
And I'll write the call or the CAD call number, and I'll even leave my information.
Okay.
That way, if you talk to an officer and you don't, because I've done this long enough, I know that we have some officers that aren't exactly nice people, or well, I don't want to say they're
well, so for the most part, I've been meeting nice officers.
Well, but it's one of those, since I'm aware of it, if you want to speak with me, if we have issues, then I now know what's going on, then you call me, I'm like, okay, yeah, hey, I remember this. That way you're not having to explain the whole story to another officer.
Yes.
But I'll leave all of that too, but if you definitely have problems, call, because I would at least encourage to have some kind of record saying, no, you pointed this out, that this is an issue. Because what I like to say in that is, you don't know if other people in the complex are going through the same thing either.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things that if there are other issues with the apartment complex or specific people, then that might be something that the corporate or whoever ownership, they can see a trend, if that makes sense. But I don't want to take up any more time.
Okay,
I'll go write down that information for you.
Okay, I'll just stay right here.
Okay, I'll be right back, man.
All right, that's all he wanted, Daquana. Well, was you already taking a shower? No. Well, go ahead and go finish your shower then, okay?